Space! Well, not really. Take two. Here, in the Mitten State. Welcome to Code 47, bringing you all things Star Trek. Spanning the quadrants, the best thing since the neutral zone.
And we are back. Secret Friends Unite podcast. I'm here with these two idiots. My supremely awesome guest host. But at any rate, this is episode 44 of the Code 47 podcast on the Secret Friends Unite podcasting network. I am here with the Giggle Twins, my transporter accident co-host, Lieutenant Commander Raren. That would be Rich and Aaron. How are you two troublemakers this fine afternoon?
I don't like being called idiots, especially since my name clearly says the smart one.
And then Rich is the handsome one. I mean, clearly.
I think it says Manuel. I think it says Manuel.
Yeah, Manuel E. Bothans.
Oh my gosh. Well, for folks who are tuning into the Secret Friends Unite YouTube channel, this is our first episode where we are in video. So you are seeing us. Maybe it's what you expected. Maybe it's not what you expected. Maybe you don't care. I'm not a judge of such things. I know what I like. You like what you like. If you like watching videos, here we are. So this is going to be our new format. We're also debuting, if not with this episode on video. Aaron's got to stop smoking crack. Aaron, stop that now.
Sorry.
We talked about this. No crack smoking on air.
Okay.
No, we talked. So we'll be debuting with the video portion of this will be a new intro, outro, theme song, and voiceover. But with the audio part of this, it will probably be the old one. But we'll see.
I think
it'll be a surprise.
They will have already known that because when they watch the episode, they'll hear the new intro.
Right, but you know what? I got to have something to do to explain it. But regardless, let's hop in. We are now just a couple of weeks away from a format change for this show. We're going to bring you something a little different next week, and then starting the week after that, we have Star Trek Lower Decks starting season 2. We're going to feature that episode as our main segment, and then we're actually going to test bed our new ongoing second segment as a full episode next week. But I'm teasing that because I don't want to give it all away. Don't you guys agree? It's be our little secret.
Who touched you? I mean, come on.
Oh, we don't have time for that, but we do have time to talk about the second film in the Star Trek The Next Generation dynasty of films, 4 films, commonly considered to be the pinnacle, Star Trek First Contact. This came out in the fall of 1996. If I was any good at my job, I would have looked up and given you a date, probably given you some box office numbers, but you know what? That's ordinary and predictable. I don't really care about that. That's okay. So I remember this as being really super cool. This is debuting not only a new Enterprise, because we lost the Enterprise in Star Trek Generations, which we lambasted several episodes back. We also get super cool new uniforms, which also transition over to being on TV, because you saw them on Deep Space Nine, but not Voyager. And people said, why didn't the Voyager people have new uniforms? Hey, you know what? That's a lot of energy for everybody to turn in their uniform to get a new uniform. It's too much laundry. You can call Voyager the too much laundry ship.
Well, how would they know to get new uniforms if they're in the Delta Quadrant?
Well,
that's actually a really good point.
They would only know that. Well, I have an answer. They wouldn't know right away. They did find out when they made contact with the Alpha Quadrant, which happened in season 4. When the Doctor got beamed onto a ship in the Alpha Quadrant and back again.
They're going to tell the Doctor, by the way, make sure everybody knows that we have new uniforms?
Yeah,
they sent the Doctor back with tactical updates, but obviously not fashion updates. But
right.
in later seasons of Voyager, they did make direct contact with the Alpha Quadrant, where they did see people wearing other uniforms, but it never came up. So anyway,
and they thought, oh shit, we're out of fashion.
Right. It was a fashion crisis to which there are middling explanations. But at any rate, getting back to talking about Star Trek First Contact, we're going to kind of talk our way through it. But to get things kicked off, how about a little bit of an introductory summary? I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to pick Aaron to start talking. Start talking to me about this movie.
You want me to start reading the plot?
Whatever you want to do. I'm wide open.
All right, I'm going to start by saying this is my favorite of the Star Trek films. And I did not decide that until I rewatched it because I was like, oh, I like these ones the best. This one I definitely like the best. The Doctor's in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You get to see him in the beginning, and I thought it was a nice story, especially with all like the myth that's been and lore that's been built up about Zephyr Cochrane. So you finally get to see him. So
Mm-hmm.
that's really nice. Anyway, I'm going to start reading this plot.
Yes, please.
In the 24th century, Captain Jean-Luc Picard awakens from a nightmare in which he relived his assimilation by the cybernetic Borg 6 years ago. He is contacted by Admiral Hayes, who informs him of a new Borg threat against Earth. Picard's orders are for his ship, the USS Enterprise, to patrol the neutral zone in case of Romulan aggression. Starfleet is worried that Picard is too emotionally involved with the Borg to join the fight.
I get so emotional, Borgy baby.
I get so emotional,
Emotional baby,
Borgy.
Borgy. That name of the episode. Done. All right, keep talking.
It's Rich's turn. I did my piece.
Well, did anybody think that was a good idea for Starfleet? Keep him out of the fight?
Not really, because by the time that he decides to blow off the orders and show up, everybody's dying. So maybe the thing that Picard does when he shows up and says, target these coordinates, and they're like, Data's like, but that's nothing. That's like, I'd be shooting them in the spare tire, and he'd be like, just trust me, dude.
Trust me, the spare tire is where they keep their balls.
Yes. Not everyone keeps their genitals in the same place, Captain.
Right.
This whole thing could have been over in 5 minutes. So was it a good decision? Not so much. Plus the Admiral guy who contacts Picard at the beginning, you think his ship is destroyed, but he lives because you end up seeing him again in Voyager.
So I have a question then. Is this Borg cube that they engage with, is that the Borg cube? This one gets destroyed, doesn't it? I'm trying to remember. I watched this a week ago.
It
gets completely destroyed, right?
It gets destroyed, and then
there's a cube and a sphere.
And the sphere goes into the past. And
the sphere goes into the past, but the cube itself is destroyed, beyond
they blow it up.
reusability.
Right.
So the one that they're dissecting in Picard season 1 is not this.
No,
cube.
not at all.
Is it the one from Wolf 359?
No,
No,
that one was also destroyed. This was another Borg cube. The sphere, and Richie, you won't know this, actually in the past, when it gets blown up, falls and crashes. Somehow segments of it crash in the Arctic. And in the time of Star Trek Enterprise, a survey team finds it, and there's a pseudo Borg episode of Enterprise at the end of season 2.
Interesting. Okay.
You might. It's called Regeneration. You might want to skip ahead and check it out. So, but it is a pseudo sequel to this film. So anyway, all right, let's keep this train rolling. What happens now?
All right. Learning the fleet is losing the battle, the Enterprise crew disobeys orders. Weird, right? And heads for Earth, where a single Borg cube ship. What? A single Borg cube holds its own against a group of Starfleet vessels. Enterprise arrives just in time to assist the crew of the USS Defiant and its captain, the Klingon Worf. With the flagship now supporting them, Picard takes control of the fleet and directs the surviving ships to concentrate their firepower on a seemingly unimportant spare tire point on the Borg ship.
Ooh, ouch!
The cube is destroyed and launches a smaller sphere toward the planet. Enterprise pursues the sphere into a temporal vortex. As the sphere disappears, Enterprise discovers the Earth has been altered, is now populated entirely by Borg. Realizing the Borg have used time travel to change the past, Enterprise follows the sphere into the vortex.
Point of order on the Defiant. The helmsman, who has a few lines because he's talking to Worf, says, yeah, everything's failing, blah, blah. Another ship's coming. It's the Enterprise. A very young Adam Scott, the actor.
Is it?
Swear to God. Hand on a stick of Bibles. A stick of Bibles, stack of Bibles. Anyway, yeah.
Oh, it's Neil McDonough is on the Enterprise.
Neil McDonough is the helmsman on the Enterprise. Yeah, so you got a couple of young people who went on to have much bigger careers that got their start in this film. So, So all right. So now they followed the Borg into the vortex. Aaron, what happens now?
Oh, sorry, I got distracted.
No, are you serious? Go ahead.
I do that sometimes. Enterprise arrives hundreds of years in its past on April 4th, 2063, the day before humanity's first encounter with alien life after Zephyr Cochrane's historic warp warp drive flight sometime after Earth had been devastated by a nuclear holocaust of World War III. The crew realizes the Borg are trying to prevent first contact. After destroying the Borg sphere, an away team transports down to Cochrane's ship, Phoenix, in Bozeman, Montana. Picard has Cochrane's assistant Lily Sloan sent back to the Enterprise for medical attention. Hey, did you guys notice when you saw her, you're like, hey, wait, this is like the assistant lady from Scrooged?
Yeah, and she played 2 different roles in Marvel. One in a Marvel movie, one in a Marvel TV show. So she's just everywhere. Yes, but yeah.
Who is Alfred Woodard
Al-
in Marvel?
She had a very brief scene at the beginning of Civil War where she was the woman waiting for the elevator who sticks the photo in Stark's hand and says, "You killed my son, Stark." And then on TV, the Netflix series Luke Cage, she was the main villain in season 2, I think, if you've not seen it. Anyway, she's great. I love her. Awesome actress.
Yeah, I was really happy to see her too. Anyway, the captain returns to the ship and leaves Commander William T. Riker on Earth to make sure Phoenix's flight proceeds as planned. While in the future, Cochrane is seen as a hero, the real man built the Phoenix for financial gain and is reluctant to be the heroic person the crew describes. He says he did
He's
it for
Jeff
women.
Bezos.
Doesn't he say
He's
he did
Yeah,
it for
he-
women?
Bezos.
Well, that's the that's the financial gain. Well, yeah, he did. He says money, and he wants to retire to an island with naked women. So money, buy an island. I don't know if you're going to buy naked women. I don't think that's really that's a little untoward. It's not really very Star Trek, but yeah, it's revealed. Yeah, it's revealed in his conversation with Riker that the guy's kind of a dickhead.
And
He
drunk
just happens
a lot,
and drunk.
and he likes really bad music. Like they took like the worst Roy Orbison song ever written, and they're like, this is gonna be his favorite song, and then they're like Ooby Dooby, and I'm
I
like,
know.
really? Okay.
They would be like he loves Elton John and it's Crocodile Rock, which is I'm a
Yeah.
huge Elton John fan.
I'm
I
not.
loathe that song. Like it's absolutely terrible. So it'd be like if they were like la 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 all Crocodile Rock here. I would be similarly pissed. And I really like Roy Orbison too, but you're right. Of his songs, I was the least familiar with that one because it was not one of his songs that is very
Right.
palatable.
Are
But anyway.
I got nothing. I was just laughing at you.
Okay, very good. Well, you're
With
up
you. I was
next.
laughing with you.
With me.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
You're up next. Go on.
All right. A group of did anybody notice that he's kind of like Jeff Bezos, right? He didn't go up there for any like he just went up there for financial gain, right? That's all Jeff Bezos cares about.
Did you
is
also
money.
notice that the
Way ahead of its time.
rocket looked surprisingly familiar?
like a long skinny wiener.
Like
Yes, very good.
you
like
put
Jeff Bezos rocket.
yeah, it looked just like it. That's exactly what I was
Yeah.
thinking. I was seeing it take off. I'm like, oh, that looks very familiar. I feel like I've seen something like that recently take off for real.
Oh my God. Goodness gracious. All right. Let's go.
A group of Borg invade Enterprise's lower decks. Hey, lower decks, reference to what we're going to be talking about later. No, probably not.
Nice. Very good. Very good.
And begin to assimilate its crew and modify the ship. Picard and a team attempt to reach engineering to disable the Borg with a corrosive gas, but are forced back. The android Data is captured in the melee. A frightened Sloan corners Picard with a weapon, but he gains her trust. The two escape. Wow. The two escape.
You got that?
Yeah, I got that. I got a problem here today, apparently. The two escape the Borg-infested area of the ship by creating a diversion on the holodeck. I like to see the holodeck in here. That was pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, totally.
And it was his favorite program, and
yeah, it was a good sidebar. Gave us Ethan Phillips Neelix as a out of costume guest star.
Right.
yeah,
Cool.
and it
Pretty cool.
was also cool to see him be able to use it in the way like, oh, I'll turn off the safety protocol so I can actually kill them in here.
Right, and it's good that works because their shields don't protect against that because it's bullets. I mean, obviously it worked on those two Borg, but if he tried to keep doing it, it probably wouldn't work out so great. But yeah, no, it was a great scene.
Yeah, Picard, Worf, and the ship's navigator, Lieutenant Hawk, travel outside the ship in spacesuits to stop the Borg from calling reinforcements by using the deflector dish. But Hawk is assimilated in the process. Poor Neil McDonough.
Womp womp.
Burp burp. As the Borg continue to assimilate more decks, Worf suggests destroying the ship, but Picard angrily calls him a coward, infuriating Worf because of his Klingon heritage. Sloan confronts the captain and makes him realize he's acting irrationally because of his own past and with becoming Locutus.
And then he shames her for never actually reading Moby Dick.
You're
He,
right.
he just kind of smirks at her. I don't know how much I would call that shaming, but yes, she kind of threw that in his face, and then he was like, "Actually, I never read it," and he was like, "Huh." So yeah, okay, it was implied. He was standing in judgment. I get that.
He had every right to.
Yes, that was pretty lame. So yeah, so
Well,
she read like the back cover of a Cliff's Notes, and that's how she was able to kind of shove that in his face. But it worked.
It's true. It did work. Picard orders an activation of the ship's self-destruct, then orders the crew to head for the escape pods while he stays behind to rescue Data. So, what's with the Star Trek movies and blowing up ships?
I don't know. Yeah, let's see. Yeah,
why do we keep doing that?
There was talk of it in Star Trek 1, Star Trek the Motion Picture.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't happen in Star Trek 2, but the ship got quite blown up.
Right.
It actually happened in Star Trek 3. There was replayment of that footage in Star Trek 4, so there you go.
Right.
There was no blowing up ships in Star Trek 5, I don't think. Star Trek 6, there was a big space battle, lots of blah, blah. Then we get to Generations, and the Enterprise blows up and crashes, so in 2 parts. And then, yeah, we get here. So it's dramatic. People like cool guys walk away from explosions. You know, it's a cliche. People dig it, don't you think?
I don't know. I think it kind of gets a little old.
Yeah.
Like when they did it in Generations, I was kind of rolling my eyes at that, you know?
There's a lot in that movie to roll your eyes at.
Right, but I mean, it's like, okay, so you're just going to do all the things that the last series of movies did, or the previous 6 entries did. Is that the plan here? But I think they do it to better effect with this. You know, they kind of threaten the idea, and then they don't do it. But you know, I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of a tired. It's like, look, it's like you're fridging the ship. That's what it is. You're fridging the ship. You've heard the term fridging, right?
No, break it down for me.
Fridging it came from comic books where a female cast member or character would be killed or maimed or hurt in order to motivate a male character.
Oh, well, I mean, the taking the female part out of it, that was like in the Avengers movie with Coulson.
Right.
You know, it was like, but they were very heavy-handed with that. Like, they killed Coulson. Now we're gonna go for it.
And for better or for worse, that was Joss Whedon turning that on its head. Just, you know,
he's just so clever. Just ask him.
So some of the stuff that I really feel like this lengthy synopsis that we're reading doesn't touch on is what's going on between Data and the Borg Queen right now.
Oh yeah, it's hypersexual. Absolutely,
it's hypersexual. She's like actually, you know, grafting skin on it and like blowing on it in a sexy way, and he can feel it because she reactivated his emotion chip. And I think they allude to the fact that she has sex with him.
Yeah, you're right. It's very yeah. No, you're absolutely.
And this goes on and on and on, and I mean, so it's like android rape happening. It's really uncomfortable.
But is it really? I mean, well, you know, but he was kind of, as we find out, he was faking her out. So was he? It's not really rape if he was faking her out, you know, because he was kind of using her. So is it?
No, absolutely not. If you
not Borg rape.
If you're a woman and you're in a dangerous situation and you have sex with somebody to get out of it, it's still a rape.
So, okay, it's a valid point.
Well, I mean,
if that is the only way that you can get out of the situation you're in unharmed, it's a rape.
Right. Okay. Wow, that's at a level I never really considered. But holy cow!
Well, you're not a woman, so you don't have to think about that kind of stuff.
That's very true. That's very true. All right. Speaking of, where do we leave off?
I am reading this paragraph right here. You guys ready?
Okay.
I think
do
so.
it.
As Cochrane Riker and engineer Geordi LaForge prepare to activate the warp drive on the Phoenix, Picard discovers that the Borg Queen has grafted human skin onto Data, giving him the sensation of touch he has desired so that she can obtain the android's encryption codes to the Enterprise computer, and they listen to that Steppenwolf song.
Yes, not on the Enterprise, but on the See, at least that's a rockin' tune. I got you. Not
Yeah,
Ooby Dooby. I'm not down with
I
Ooby
didn't
Dooby.
think that one was bad, but pretty much the rest of his taste in music was bad. But I liked how they cued that in, and it's not one of my
Yeah,
favorite
and
songs, but I thought it worked.
and it's great to know that after the nuclear war, we're going to go back to weird plastic discs in order to play a single song.
I
'Cause he was
told
like,
you.
yeah, he was like, wait, I forgot it, and
Okay,
he pulls out this
but
like
maybe
weird
he's
disc or whatever.
like, you know how now people are like, "Oh, I love records. I'll only listen to records."
Right,
Maybe like they've moved beyond that, but he's nostalgic for this like specific technology that had just like a niche a while ago with good sound quality.
right,
So he's
right.
just like, I'm gonna use this. It's like if you put an 8-track player in your car now.
Oh my god, yeah. How would you even do that? You
It's
have to
so
go to a
retro.
Yeah.
junkyard and dig it out. Oh my goodness. All right. So Data is with the Borg Queen. Now Picard's in the mix. Or Picard gets in the mix. That's what happens next. So let's keep her moving.
Well, real quick.
Please.
Okay, so did anybody were you guys amused by the drunkenness when they went to go get Troy?
Oh yeah, yeah. At the beginning of the movie where
When she was
she's
Yeah.
really
like,
drunk.
Yeah, she was all like
Yeah.
drunk because she was the only way that he would talk to her is if he would drink with her, and
Right.
it was I was kind of amused by that, but I really love Troy. I think she's a great character anyway. So
Yeah,
Agreed.
they don't really mention her at all in this
Mm-mm.
synopsis, but she's there like most of the time because that's the whole story that's going on Earth. Are
Yeah,
the
Right.
three
Yeah.
three of them with Zephyr Cochrane? So
Right,
or
right, and you also get a cameo from Barclay, which is the only time that
yeah,
he appears outside of being his guest stints on Voyager. It was weird. He did his first Voyager guest stint at the end of season 1 / beginning of season 2 because of that weird melding. You saw him there, but he was a hologram. Then you catch up with him all the way in season 6 when he's back on Earth.
I heard that guy's a
Not only
huge Republican, by the way.
Dwight Schultz. I have never heard that. All right, we're not talking about him anymore. We're
Google
out.
it. Google it.
Boo. All right. So, okay. So, moving on. What's going on now?
although although Picard offers himself to the Borg in exchange for Data's freedom, and willingly well, that's a crappy sentence.
They're all
Although
crap.
Picard offers himself to the Borg in exchange for Data's freedom and willingly become Locutus again, according to this.
Blah.
Data refuses to leave. He deactivates the self-destruct and fires torpedoes at the Phoenix. At the last moment, the torpedoes miss, and the Borg Queen
Hey-o!
realizes that Data has betrayed her.
Meow,
The
meow.
android ruptures a coolant tank, and the corrosive vapor eats away the biological components of the Borg. With the Borg threat neutralized, Cochrane completes his warp flight. The next day, the crew watches from a distance as an alien Vulcan ship, attracted by the Phoenix's warp test, lands on Earth. Cochrane and Sloan greet the aliens. Having ensured the correction of the timeline, the Enterprise crew slip away and return to the 24th century.
And Ooby Dooby plays yet again.
Yeah.
And the Vulcan stands up because he's horrified by the noise, and then he sits down and takes another shot. So Vulcans, apparently, that's weird because it seems like in other references to Vulcans and alcohol that they don't touch the stuff. But was this the Vulcans attempting to mimic human behavior and be sociable? So
Yeah,
they're like,
probably.
music freaks me out. I'm going to try to get drunk. How much would a Vulcan have to drink? Because they're kind of like Captain America. They have like the heightened
How much
metabolism.
would you have to drink to get into that song?
I mean, with as seeing as drunk as Cochrane is throughout the whole movie, probably as drunk as him, which is 24/7 apparently. I mean, I don't know. Oh, so Aaron, no, go ahead, Rich.
I was going to say, a nice thing about this movie, just to kind of go off here a little bit, but a nice thing about this movie is it dovetails really nicely into Picard season 1, which I was watching
It does.
as I was watching this movie. So, like, I watched probably the first 4 or 5 episodes of Picard season 1, and then we changed gears and we were going to do First Contact. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just jump in and do First Contact. And then I went back and finished watching Picard, and I was like, wow, this is really, it pairs really nicely. It's like a fine wine with a good meal, you know?
Or with some just nice cheese.
Or some nice
Right.
cheese.
Trek cheese.
Trek cheese.
We're having that for
Trek
dinner
cheese.
tonight.
And Dorian cheese.
Lexi and
We
I.
had
We're having giant snack.
we had
Nice.
Trekkeroni and cheese as a side for lunch.
Trekkeronian cheese.
Well,
No,
we're
this-
not.
It's
we're
the
not going to eat.
wait. That's
meat.
great. It's the San Francisco treat.
That's rice-a-roni.
You know, I was just in San
Starfleet
Francisco not
Oh,
too
sure.
long ago, and I didn't see one single advertisement for rice-a-roni. No, I looked on restaurants. There are no restaurants that serve rice-a-roni. They don't eat it
Right.
there. Why do
Yeah,
they
because
call it
it's-
the San Francisco treat?
It's the treat
a-
for everybody else from San Francisco, is what it is.
It's a giant fallacy. Anyway, okay. Final thoughts, Aaron. You said this was your favorite Star Trek film.
I did.
After watching it, but yeah. Tell us why.
So after the synopsis, not so much because it didn't do it justice. It really went into stuff that nobody cares about in depth, and then it left a lot out. I think Rich and I had to bring a lot up as we were going through it, but
I agree.
yeah, I think it's a great movie for mainly the reason I said before, this myth of who is this man Zefram Cochrane who made this first flight is mentioned time and time and time again through every series, and we finally got to see him.
Right. Delivered. So, well, cool. Other highs and or lows.
And the Doctor was in it.
Yeah, the
And
Doctor was in it. I thought that was
Big
pretty
time.
cool.
And-
Him holding off the Borg was probably one of my favorite scenes. In the
Yes. Have you tried an analgesic cream?
Yeah.
Anything that you didn't like besides the potential android rape? Was that at the top of your list?
I didn't not like that.
I see. Interesting.
I liked that they
You-
put it in the film, and I
Right.
liked that it was, even though he was an android, that it was happening to somebody that is not a woman, to the opposite gender.
Or gender appearance, because again, Data is an android, so he's really
But he's
not
fully functional.
but he's not. While he is anatomically male, he's not biologically male. So
Right. But it's
right.
not. It's for once. It's not like a female robot or
Right,
a female
exactly.
in general. It's a male-looking android.
Right.
So I
So
thought
it's not
I liked that social issue was in there.
excellent.
I think Star Trek said it's best when they talk about what's going on in present day.
Right.
That's just the best thing about any real good science fiction, is that it's kind of a parable.
Right.
Yeah.
And as you'll find out on next week's recording, that's something that we're going to be digging into a little bit deeper, but we will say no more. Rich, other highs and lows for you?
Well, I mean, I guess I don't really have any lows per se. Some of the special effects were a little dated, but that's just, I mean,
That's
is
that's
what
just
it
gonna
is, right?
happen, right?
Like when
Yeah,
Data
yeah.
jumps down from the thing, and you could obviously tell that he's just standing there on maybe plexiglass, and they're running the camera past him. He's
Right.
obviously not jumping down from there, but
You don't think Brent Spiner and his bad back could take like a 200-foot jump?
probably not. No.
No, I don't think so.
I
either.
saw a video of him once. Somebody made it. He didn't make it, but they put him on a spider, like it was Brent Spiner's head on a spider body, and it was called Brent Spider. And he would just,
Oh man.
and it was maybe it was a podcast or something that was a video, and he was just climbing all over the screen the whole time.
Oh my
and it was
God.
hysterical.
I mean, Brent Spiner, he's going to make. There's a guy who could just make about anything work. He is that talented. That
agree.
is impressive stuff. So,
I
well,
agree.
cool. All right. So, final rating, aka legacy, to the franchise, 1 to 10. 1
You
to
said
10,
legacy. You're wording it legacy to the franchise.
Okay, we'll scrap that. Let's give it a rating between 1 and 10. I was trying to pluck something. 1 and 10 ooby doobies.
Okay.
I can
I'm-
dig that. Let's do it.
I'm
1 to 10
I'm
Ubidoobs.
giving this a 9.
All right, 9 ooby doobies. Your favorite song?
Yeah, I'll give this probably an 8 Ubi-Doobies. It's my second favorite track.
I will. You know what? It is probably my second favorite track either. So I will split the difference and give it an 8.5.
Ooh.
Good stuff.
Wow, we all watched something and we all liked it and we all said good things about it today.
Right, we
I
didn't just tear
know.
it apart.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Please note-
encouraging.
Yeah, please note the date and time in the ship's log. All right, moving on to the news. So we got two stories here, courtesy of TrekMovie.com, the unofficial official news home of the Code 47 podcast. Star Trek Strange New Worlds first season wraps production, and Anson Mount, who is the father of Lexi, Aaron's daughter, hopes
Baby
TOS fans
daddy.
will be pleased. So looks like filming began in February and is now wrapped up here in the month of July over there in lovely Toronto, Ontario, Canada. We do know from the story that we were talking about last week that there was some second unit shooting happening in New Mexico, so I'm very excited to see kind of how that turns out. So Anson Mount went ahead and tweeted that everything is wrapped. And that he's really hoping that fans and being patient will be pleased with what they see. So, but what would be super great, and we don't actually get any confirmation of, is when we're going to see a damn trailer. If you guys have wrapped, you got to have something. And again, you can scroll through this article, and there's pictures of dogs, and there's pictures of Spock wearing earmuffs, and that's all really exciting. But when I get all the way down to the bottom, they really echo my hope. It says, with Comic-Con 2021 behind us, which was last week, and it was their YouTube channel running for one day. And to be honest with you, I think that's the greatest, as opposed to flying to San Diego. And I know it's a great experience, but being kind of crammed into a hall with 50 billion people, I like just watching the panels on TV.
You don't like the body odor?
Trust me, no matter what, there'll still be body odor at any local show you go to.
It
may not be
I had to smell
California
body
style.
odor all through my dinner last night.
Right, but you know what? If there's a body, there is the potential of odor.
Oh, I'm just saying, you didn't want to go to Comic-Con International and experience the body odor firsthand.
And get the stank on. You know what?
That's one thing that they can't bring through a computer.
The only thing worse than convention body odor is when you go to one of those symphonies that are doing the music of Zelda. I took my daughter to that. Oh my god!
It was.
I got that beat. Hold on.
It was a smell to peel paint.
If we're doing,
I was trying to breathe through my mouth and I could taste it. It was that bad. It was disgusting.
Ketchup and onions.
I feel like we're doing Jaws scar comparisons, like in that scene in Jaws. But I have that beat. I got that beat. Theme park body odor.
Ooh, because it's outside and sweaty.
At least you're
Horror Nights.
You're outside.
Oh God, no! But see, the thing is, when I go to Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando every year with my wife, we're going in October. Wish us luck.
Yeah.
Freaking COVID land, but you're not just outside. You get crammed, and it's wall to wall people, and you're crammed into these houses and these little conga lines, and you're walking behind all these people, and you're this close to them.
So that's worse than being stuck in an opera house in your seat where you can't move, surrounded by body odor.
I don't know. Maybe.
Wow.
For
maybe,
2
I think
hours.
maybe you got that beat. Maybe you got that beat. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
This is a fascinating study in body odor.
But it's also in Florida in the heat. So.
Oh yeah, it is hot.
And plus Florida. But at any rate, Comic-Con has passed us by. The next event of magnitude with Star Trek is going to be Star Trek. It would be either Star Trek Day, which is on September 8th. That obviously commemorates.
It's going to be HoloCon 2021, but by the time this
comes
out, that'll be over.
Now? What?
That's right. Yeah, we hope you all enjoyed HoloCon 2021.
Yes, absolutely. So, at any rate, we're hoping to see it then, or potentially in the month of August at the 55-year Mission Convention, unofficial convention.
I don't
Las Vegas.
think when I plugged it last week, I said that Martok was going to be there.
Well, you
know
can
that
say
at
it.
that point, did we?
Yeah. I'm sure.
I'm going to say this now. Ha! You guys missed Martok.
Meh. Well, hey, will the con be recorded so that people can see it, or is it just here and gone?
Maybe.
It's Facebook Live, so it's just here and gone. I don't know.
No, it's Facebook Live. They record it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can post the video on Facebook Live.
Anyway, I'm super fired up about this. So more news as it comes.
This is what you're fired up about. This next one we're about to look at.
No, what I was just talking about. But
okay.
since you already jumped in, why don't you take this one? This is all you.
Okay, so they came out with a cartoony looking Tom Paris on a plate. and they're going to sell it, and you can buy it.
And I
But
will buy it.
I don't know why you would, but
I'm
you
gonna buy
can.
it. It's going to go really nicely with my other Star Trek plates and my Indiana Jones plates.
Yeah.
Do you for real? Because that was such a big thing, like Franklin Mint or whatever back in the 90s with the TNG plates.
Go put it in your knick-knack closet.
Exactly. I mean, we have like a curio hutch here in the dining room where I record. It's got a bunch of my wife's stuff in it, but boy, to stick a Tom Paris plate in there. Now, my favorite part of this is if you scroll down to the bottom, and there's a post from Star Trek Unlimited, which is going to be this new vendor that's selling this kind of stuff.
I saw
that. They have the alt plate of Tom as a lizard from the episode Threshold.
I saw that online. It was cracking me up.
This, I mean, to be honest with you, I would buy this.
Yeah, I would too.
First.
I would actually buy this one, not the cartoony one.
Oh my gosh! Exactly. I mean, that's pretty sweet. Yes, the if you've never seen the episode, Tom Paris does a test flight where he hits warp 10. It turns him into a lizard. He eventually escapes the ship again, but kidnaps Janeway, does the flight again. So she becomes a lizard. The two of them end up on a planet together. They reproduce, and so
and then they abandon. Wait. Then they abandon their children. Them. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, right. So, but bye, Felicia.
One of the best episodes of Voyager.
It's much ballyhooed to be not that. So at any rate, that is the show. So who's taking us out? I'm going to pick. Yeah, that's it. Who's taking us out?
I felt like there was going to be more pomp and circumstance. What?
Charlie, when we're done with the outro, I want to talk to you about that shirt you're wearing.
Oh, please. But know what? Business before business. Go ahead, Rich.
All right. For more information about Starfleet International in Michigan and beyond, please visit the USS Grand Petoskey and the USS Nomad on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. This video was actually produced by Todd Oxtra. I got to give him a little bit of credit, but the audio is produced by me. Friends, thank you as always for joining us. We are part of the stalwart Secret Friends Unite podcasting network. As you've been listening to Code 47, we talk about Star Trek. Co-op Mode bi-weekly talks about video games. On the opposite week, myself and Mark Carabin are talking about Star Wars. And every Friday since 2014, your original guide to the geek side, Todd Oxtra, and myself talking about geek culture in general on the Secret Friends Unite Prime podcast. All of our episodes and great original content can be found over at our website, secretfriendsunite.com. Pop on over there and check us out. You can find us on Twitter at Secret Friends U. Let us know what you're enjoying. We'll talk about it on the show. And as Aaron mentioned, I'm wearing this fabulous t-shirt, which you can now see.
Wait, where did you get that?
I will tell you where I got it. I got it on a little website called T Public.
I love it.
This is a baseball style long long sleeve tee. They've got great ringer tees. They've got regular tees. They've got tank tops, notebooks, stickers,
and any color or just certain colors.
Lots of different colors.
Okay.
All colors of the rainbow. Your colors may vary, so not every item has every color. But at any rate,
okay,
that's all there to be found. So you go to TeePublic, you search Secret Friends Unite. Proceeds from that do actually make the podcast possible. So please go and
I'm going to go right now. I'm going to go right now.
I believe you. Look at it, and you can see that she's doing it. So, friends, as always, thank you for joining us. I'm going to tell you, as always, that sharing is caring, and to keep on trekking.
Qapla'.
Resistance is futile. Oh, wait, no. The line must be drawn. Ha!